Hi everyone, I am going to do a quick layout today with some pictures from our recent car buying experience, and it's going to come together pretty quickly. Two black 12 by 12 sheets of cardstock, and I rounded the outside corners, and now I'm just trying to pick which paper I want. And I found the paper I wanted, and so I cut it down to 11 3/4 by 11 1/2, and that will give me a 1/4 inch on every side. So I'm just gluing it down now, and I'm going to center this on the page so that I have a 1/4 inch on either side, and then there's a 1/4 inch on the left, and on this one there's a 1/4 inch on the right. And because I rounded the outside corners of my black cardstock, I also rounded the outside corners of my pattern paper. Alright, so this photo is 8 by 10, and I'm just going to round all the corners. And I had originally planned to put it directly on the pattern paper, but that looked too busy, so I decided to go with some cardstock instead. And I'm cutting this blue cardstock down to 10 inches by 11 inches. And again, I'm going to round the outside corners. So just gluing it down. And here I'm trimming the excess. On the next one that I do, the one for the other side, I'm actually just going to cut it to the proper size in the beginning. And again, that's 10 by 11. And rounding the corners. And gluing it down. And now I'm going to add some rub-ons. And I always cut the rub-on that I'm using from the sheet, so I don't worry about getting other rub-ons. And the first thing I do is press the rub-on into the paper with my hand. And the heat from my hand and the pressure from my hand helps it come off very smoothly. I use an embossing stylus to rub on rub-ons. I don't use popsicle sticks or anything else like that. So just laying out my title. These are chipboard glitter thickers, which I love. They are my favorite. They're the perfect size. So here's another rub-on, and you can see me pressing it with my hand. See that? And it will literally just come right off. And all rub-ons, it doesn't matter. People complain about Heidi Swapp's rub-ons and how they don't rub on. I've never had a problem with them. I really think that heating rub-ons with your hands and using an embossing stylus really helps even difficult rub-ons come off easily. So here I'm putting the last of the white rub-ons, and I'm having it cross the page. I like to have elements cross the page, so I'm just going to cut the rub-on in between. And now I'm figuring out how I want my photos to be. That looks good. So I'm grabbing some black and white cardstock, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to mat the photos on white cardstock and then on black cardstock. And this one I decided I wanted to rub on, and so I'm going to put it under the photo. And I'm also going to cut the white cardstock a little bit wide so that I have a journaling spot just on this one photo. And I'm also going to round just the top right corner where it fits into the corner. I don't round all my corners. Sometimes I like the look of just 1 or 2 corners rounded. And notice how I rounded the black cardstock's corner as well. And then I'm going to adhere that in that corner. and continue matting my photos. And oops, the adhesive in my gun is out, so I thought I would take a moment to change it so you can see how easy it is to change the adhesive on this gun and tell you a little bit about it. This is the 3M ATG 700. It's actually a yellow gun. It's not black. I painted mine black. And it's used by professional framers to mount photos. And it is the most economical adhesive on the market that you can get. And the gun is extremely light and it's very easy to use. And so I think it's a great investment for your scrapping. And I love mine, and I'll never go back to old tape runners again. And you can get them online. If you just Google 3M ATG 700, some websites will pop up. I got mine at framingsupplies.com, but there are other places, plenty of other places. So I've finished matting the photos, and these two I'm going to glue direct to the paper, and this one I'm going to put up on Pop Dots. Now I'm going to cover the chipboard heart from the title in glitter, and before I started I put Pop Dots on the back, and that just makes it easier for me to handle. Now I'm covering the entire front of the heart in Ranger Glossy Accents. And when I'm done doing that, I'm going to cover it in the Doodlebug Sugar Coated Glitter in white. And now I'm just neatening the edges. And the great thing about using the glossy accents is that it will dry very hard, and it will also dry very tight, and not a lot of the glitter will fall off. So I'm just returning it to the title. And here, I thought I was finished, so I was doing a close-up. And you can see all the different elements, the large photo, and there's the heart. Isn't that pretty? And you can see the rub-on underneath, and it's so sparkly. I love it. And then the photo popped up there, which gives a nice look to the page. And there you see the rub-on that was cut in two, which is a technique I love. And there is the other rub-on and where I'm going to eventually put my journaling. When I was looking at the layout through the camera, it looked incomplete to me, so I decided I'm going to add some brads. And I'm just adding white glitter brads. And these brads are a little bit larger. I prefer larger brads. I don't really like small brads. I'm just using my paper piercer to poke the hole, and then just going to flatten their little feet out, and that'll be that. And then I just need to add the journaling. And I just use a regular black gel pen. Ink is naturally acid-free, so with ink, if you're concerned about being archival safe, you need an ink that's light fast. And most pens for scrapbooking or journaling are light fast. I don't really care if the ink fades. I don't even know if anyone will ever care about these albums except for me, so I just use pens that are comfortable for me. So here you see the glittered brads. They're a lot more sparkly. I couldn't get a good look at them. And there you see my crooked, crazy handwriting, and now you understand why I use those grid papers. So that's a completed layout. I hope you enjoyed it, and thanks for watching.